Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about a meeting that has a lot of people scratching their heads. Two of the world's biggest political giants just sat down together. And frankly, it's a bit of a puzzle. So let's try to piece together what this surprising handshake really means. So what exactly happened here? Well, a really high-level group from China's Communist Party flew all the way to India. But here's the twist. They weren't there for the usual meetings with the government. Nope. They met directly with the ruling BJP party and its ideological ally, the RSS. This is less like a formal state visit and a lot more like a direct, behind-the-curtain chat between the people who are really pulling the strings. All right, this is the big question, isn't it? I mean, you've got two countries with a super complicated history, not to mention ongoing border tensions. So why in the world would they be sitting down for a friendly chat right now? What's the play here? To really get why this meeting is such a big deal, you first have to understand the sheer size of these organizations. We're talking about political machines on a scale that is, well, it's almost impossible to imagine anywhere else on the planet. Okay, let's start with India's BJP. Just look at that number, 140 million. That's how many members they have. To give you some perspective, that's nearly half the entire population of the United States. It is, without a doubt, the largest political party in the world. It's just in a league of its own. And then you've got China's Communist Party, with a cool 100 million members of its own. I mean, you add these two parties up, and you're looking at 250 million people. That is an absolutely incredible amount of political power and organization all in one room. And this chart really drives the point home. These are the only two political parties on Earth with over 100 million members. You can see how they just completely dwarf other major parties, like the Democrats and Republicans in the US. It just highlights the massive, massive scale we're talking about here. So, what was the official reason for this visit? It definitely wasn't just to be polite. This was a mission, and it had some very clear goals. So, why were they really there? Well, you could say it was basically a reconnaissance mission. The Chinese delegation wanted to understand the BJP from the inside out. They wanted to see how the whole thing is wired, what makes it tick. This wasn't about a photo op. It was about getting a look under the hood of their rival's political engine. And this is where the plot really thickens, because this friendly meeting is happening against a backdrop of some serious conflict and a whole lot of history. It's a real paradox when you think about it. Here's the thing you have to remember. The tension is real. From China's longstanding support for Pakistan to ongoing and sometimes pretty heated border disputes. But, and this is a big but, at the very same time, both countries are talking. It's like they're playing chess on two boards at once. On one board, it's all competition, but on the other, it's direct talks and diplomacy. And this meeting, it's just the latest move in that very high-stakes game. This visit also has a very clear eye on the future, and it's directly connected to a huge international event that India is about to host. The timing of this visit is probably not a coincidence. India is getting ready to host the big BRICS Summit in 2026. So for China, this visit is kind of like doing homework before a big exam. They're getting a feel for the political vibe in India so they can show up to that summit totally prepared. And this isn't just any old summit. BRICS has expanded. We're talking new members like Iran and Egypt joining the club. This makes the whole group way more influential, and it really raises the stakes for India as the host, especially when it comes to its relationship with key players like China. So, let's tie all this together. What does this all add up to? If we zoom out and look at the big picture, this meeting might be more than just a meeting. It could be a sign that the very rules of diplomacy are starting to change. The big takeaway here is that both of these giants are trying out new, more direct ways to talk to each other. Instead of just relying on the usual government diplomats, they're going straight to the source, the actual ruling parties that set the agenda and make policy happen. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Whatever happens next between India and China, it's not just a local story. The way they figure out this new kind of diplomacy could send ripples all across the world and really change the balance of power for decades. So it leaves us with one final thought. Are we literally watching the old rulebook of international relations get rewritten right in front of us? And could this kind of direct party-to-party talk become the new normal for how major powers deal with each other in this incredibly complex world?